Hey guys, my name is Devin Osborne, also known as Rectus Erectus, and welcome to the first episode of a series I like to call literally the only correct guide. I'm gonna be doing a lot of boss slaying in this series, and we're gonna start off with some hard bosses. First boss in the series, and the focus of this particular video is Darkeater Midir. Now, Darkeater Midir is considered by a lot of people to be the hardest boss in the Souls series. Incredibly difficult, really hard to fight. Just all in all, very unfair. And I honestly beg to differ. I'd say he's one of the easiest bosses in the entire game for me to fight, in general. So he always starts off with the same attack, which is a forward, basically just spam attack. A lot of people say, oh, you have to continuously roll in one direction to avoid them. You can honestly either roll once and then the rest of the attack is just not going to affect you at all, or you can just walk left or right or sprint and not have any issues with them. So we're going to just go ahead and start off. This is my first attempt. This is also New Game Plus. Here are my rings. My levels, 179. My armor, nothing very special. My items. So, yeah, there's no gimmicks. I'm not cheating or anything. So we're just gonna start it off. One thing you have to notice when you're fighting this guy is basically just always attack his head. His head takes double damage from all sources. The rest of his body, no, he takes normal damage at his head, and the rest of his body is pretty resistant to damage. That's obvious though. If you want to deal most damage him in the head. Also, it's pretty advised not to lock on at all, but I like to lock on sometimes. Alright, so we're just gonna roll once, and that's it. That's that entire combo is now not going to affect us. That tail swipe can get you if you're really close to him, but that's only if you're chasing him. That's for really aggressive people. He's rushing forward right now, so you can just roll right through that. It's very easy to avoid. Downward slam is going to be followed by another swipe, followed by another swipe. And he's pretty open to attacks as soon as he's done with every combo. When he does this, you're just going to want to run the opposite direction that he's breathing fire in. A lot of people will recommend you bring a Dragon Crest shield, but I think that's pretty stupid. If you're gonna get good at this game, don't hide behind shields. You have to face danger. This attack is pretty easy to avoid. Walk away from him, and about halfway through the combo, just roll through the fire. This attack is also very easy. He bites sideways and then bites forward. You can just roll for the second bite and go under his neck to avoid the fire in general without having to roll. Once again, there's this combo. I'm going to spend a lot of time in this fight to just show off all the combos. So far, I haven't been hit once, but I'm probably going to eat my own words in a few moments, just by accident. Once again, he's breathing fire. You can walk through the fire after he's done breathing it. It's pretty safe to walk through, so you have to take no damage there. And there's no lingering explosion. It's just a single flash damage explosion. Downward slam. You can just walk underneath him for this. He starts breathing fire downwards. You don't have to run behind him or anything. You can just walk away for that fight, for like that particular attack. Downward slam, followed by a swipe and another sideways swipe. You roll into the attacks. Always. Even though his swipes are way too fast for you to accidentally get caught in them, it's always just good to roll into swipes just in case. Downward fire breath attack. This is just pretty easy. Just walk away from that. Another downward fire breath attack. You can just walk right into the fire. Once again, after he's done breathing fire, the remaining fire particles won't actually damage you. A lot of guides will tell you that you should just continuously roll from this attack. I don't know. Honestly, it's a really big time waster, and it spaces you out from him. That's pretty much all it does. Roll into this attack. Get one good attack on his calf. That's really annoying him. Yep. He does a tail swipe if you do that. Roll through, and then just walk forward the rest of the way. This attack won't hit you. Be careful when you get near his head, though. And here's the second phase attack. It's an explosion. This is actually a really short-ranged AoE. As you can see, I didn't get hit right there. Incredibly short-ranged. Downward slam, and then he's followed by a shout in the second phase that summons Affinity. You can honestly run at an angle to get through most of that attack, but I occasionally get clipped because I don't feel like spam rolling. I wouldn't recommend the use of any shield that also negates dark damage, or like any dark damage protection rings. You don't need them. The Affinity does pretty good damage, but if you're just running, then only very few will hit you. There's another shout. Let's get one hit on his arm, I guess. And as you can see, I just ran around most of that, and none of it hit me. And I only dodged one of that attack. The other attack wasn't. Oh, see, well, there's this, but I'm not going to get him with the riposte. I'm just going to do a little taunt. I want to show off the rest of his moveset, because one of his attacks involves him. Oh, yeah. One thing I forgot to mention is that when he enters second phase, he has a really high chance of doing 2 of those combos. Here's the second one. He usually does it the moment you start off on it, but if you're really close to his head, he won't. It's only something to either increase space between you and him or clear distance. Here's another downward. No, here's another forward breath attack. Sometimes, if you run to his left or right, it'll follow by him twitching and then flicking his head to the right to fire another flame, or he'll follow it up with a sweeping flame, which is very easy to roll through. You can roll right through the fire with no issues whatsoever. I actually rarely get hit by the sweeping fire attack because it's just really it's a narrow plume, very easy to dodge. Walk forward, hit his head a few times just to aggravate him. Eventually, he will. Oh, another AoE. Let's do edge taunt. Getting hit by that AoE does do massive damage, but it only usually happens if you're standing way too close. Every single time he does an explosion, he ends up doing 2 more of these attacks right here, as you can see. As you can see, I didn't have to roll at any point right there. I just walked, or I sprinted. Kick him in the head a few times just to get him to do an attack I want him to do. But I don't think he'll actually do it. The attack I'm referring to is when he does this. He's going to fly backwards once or twice, and he charges up a really big laser. Usually people want you to get right underneath him, but if you're like a badass like me, you can basically just dodge through the entire attack with little to no effort. I got hit because I always roll too early on that attack. If you roll at the perfect time, you can avoid that attack entirely, but it's also advised that you just run towards him. He gives you just enough time to do that. This is going to be followed by a sweep. And there you go. And you can just roll through that or outspace it. It has a very short range, especially considering the size of this arena. It's going to fly back, do another sweeping fire attack across the ground. It's very easy to dodge, just run towards him. Kick, roll. He's going to do another shout attack. Summoning dark dregs to seek you out. The normal affinity attack that Londor Paleshade, for example, uses is almost always really low damage, unless it's used by someone who knows how to use it. For example, Crystal Sage's staff with a Scholar's Candlestick with the blindfold mask. You generally want to avoid those. If you're at a really long range, there's another attack he can do that's very similar to the one where he like shouts and summons them, but instead he lifts his head into the air, which summons them at a long distance. Let's see if we can get him to do that right now. Oh, no, I guess he's got to do another one of these. Let's see if I can actually dodge this time. He pretty much tracks you with his head during the entire attack. And then this one can surprise you. There you go. Rolled through it perfectly. We're gonna get a nice little shot in his head right here. Oh, just missed. Oh, we got him in the back leg. Don't want to kill him just yet. See, there's that attack I was referring to. You can run diagonally towards him to avoid most of them, but not all of them. Or you can roll through the last few ones just for a split second. Hopefully he flicks his head. Yep, here's that another one where he flicks his head to the side. There's another one of these. You can just run left diagonally to avoid most of that. Let's hit his head one last time and end the fight. But that was the fight in a nutshell. Very easy to avoid his attacks. You just have to see the windup and recognize which attack is which. And right there, with just these few items, we got 800,000 souls on New Game Plus. Darkeater Midir drops the most souls out of any boss in the entire game. He actually drops the most souls out of any enemy. Up at 150,000. If you have the +3 Silver Serpent Ring, the Symbol of Avarice, and 2 Shields of Want, or 2 Mendicant Staffs, they're both the exact same, you can get many souls out of that. But thanks guys for watching. Up next will be Slave Knight Gale, another one of my favorite bosses that I really enjoy fighting. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to dislike this video. I don't want likes. If you like my video, I will block you and report you for harassment. And without further ado, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.